And you have a custom-made darkroom, just to go back to that a little bit.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that, a little bit more about that?
So the darkroom right now, it took me a while to build because I had to build the whole studio. It's like a garage.
Right.
It started as a garage.
Okay.
And then as I built it, it was like a barn style, high ceiling. And then I started adding windows, and before you know it, became a studio.
Okay.
As I was building it. And then in the back, I actually blocked off a whole area. And inside I made a 9-foot long trough. It's like a whole sink. And that's where my wet process starts with all the trays. It's all designed to handle up to 16 by 20 prints. And then you could run like 5 trays in there. And then the washing process and everything. And then on the side, I had to get the enlarger. And that one was, a lady was really fortunate to trust me, and I bought it on Kijiji from Ontario. She was one of the teachers at one of the colleges where they were getting rid of the darkroom supplies.
Okay.
So she ended up helping me and mailing it to my place.
Nice.
Yeah. So that was custom ordered, and it's really big. It's, to give you an example, it's like 150 pounds.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's a big enlarger.
Okay.
And I got it just in case in the future, if I move up and go to 8x10 film, then I could go to that size if I ever choose to. So I prepared for the future in case. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And about your camera, we don't see cameras like that very often. Can you talk to us about that?
So that one's a 4x5 bellow, and it's a field camera. It's made out of mahogany wood. And right now, the way it's set up is the lens is separate, and a lot of these components you can take apart. So right now, I could take the ground glass, which is the back end of it. And when you look at it, it's actually, you can see the whole inside of it.
Oh yeah.
And then with that bellow, it extends. So when people focus with the camera like this, I actually have to extend in and out. That's my focusing tool. The other unusual thing is when you do photography in this, everything's upside down.
Oh my gosh.
So I don't know if you can see it well here.
It's tricky for me to see.
I'd have to bring it out from this side, but say when you see it, everything you look at is upside down. So you don't actually look at it like a normal camera. So because of that, I find it makes you start looking at textures and shapes and designs.
Oh wow. So
your work starts becoming more of an art piece where you're more composition, because you lose touch of what the actual scene is. You actually get more engaged into all the textures and movements. And pretty much with the swings and tilts, so I was kind of explaining this before, you can actually move these up and down, whichever way you want. So if you, like for me it's landscape, so sometimes we have a scene where all the trees start converging on a regular camera. Well, with this, you can swing and tilt it and pull everything in straight. So usually that's how you do it with this. You tilt back, and then you pretty much tilt again, back, and then you can bring these right up. So depending on your movements, you can actually manipulate the whole scene to the way it works better for you. And even you could get a little more depth of field, a little more detail.
Very cool. So how long have you been working with this particular type of camera?
This one here is since 2018 is when I first bought it.
Okay.
So we're already at 3 years with this camera.
Wow.
Yeah. And then before that was when I was in university, I was studying. I was using the Technica, the ones with the monorails. They're bigger.
Okay.
So that's what I studied with. But here with the field cameras, they're more compact.
Right.
So you can break it right down, and then you can travel with it.
Nice.
So a lot of people are curious because they see me carry the tripod, and I got the big wooden camera hanging out the back, and I keep it all open. It's not hung on my chest or anything like that.
Okay.
So yeah, it's 15-pound setup on your shoulders hiking.
Yeah. Wow.
Which is good. And then my daughter actually made this for me, because I had a fabric one. It's your lens hood. It's
Right.
like a fabric hood. So when you actually expose and everything, you actually have to cover it. And that gives you a chance to look inside.
Right.
And then you can actually start seeing your focusing, which is my little loop. I use that for focusing.
Oh, okay.
Because with the screen you can see a little bit in the frost,
Right.
but this sees the right detail for tack sharpness.
So you put that in front of the, or
Yeah.
through, like, kind of in front of where you're looking?
That's right. So you pretty much it's designed to be right on here.
Oh,
so
wow.
you use that to focus.
Huh.
So once I look in there, I do my adjustments,
Yes.
and I can see what's sharp.
Right.
And then when I'm good, I lock everything up. Then I get ready to take the picture.
Oh, it really just slows everything down, doesn't it?
And that's my favorite part about it.
Oh,
Because
wow.
everything's so fast in my life that this actually forces me to wind down.
Yeah.
And it does serve its purpose for myself as an artist and yes, a father and slash other careers that I have. This gives me the opportunity to take the time and actually enjoy my surroundings.
Wow.
And when you see my work, you can almost notice that I sit there for a while, just from looking at them. I don't rush. I take my time. And sometimes I would say I could sit there for an hour.
Yeah.
Sometimes I could just go there, it's pitch black out, and wait until the sun just rises. And then you get a nice glaze of sunlight. And then you know the moment's there.
Right.
And there are certain lighting characters that I look for. So when I have my spot meter, which is this guy right here, I always do my zoning. So a lot of people don't realize that in light, it's actually from Ansel Adams, you have 0 to 10.
Okay.
On the 10, it's pure white, 0 is black, and everything in the middle is all your grays,
Right.
right? But usually 5 in the middle is what your camera will read as a neutral gray. Well, what I do is I do the spot meter, I look for the regular gray that I think is gray, then I knock it down 2 stops, and then I look for the darkest spot in the picture that has the most detail.
Okay.
And I make sure that the film gets enough grain on that
Yeah.
so I can get the texture.
Huh.
And once I get the texture on my darkness, which is very little grain, kind of like, it's hard to see, but being the light,
Yeah.
you can see how light that is in there.
Yes.
That's the lowest I could go with keeping grain and detail.
Okay.
Any less, then it gets washed away and you lose the detail. Yeah, and then these are the cartridges.
Wow.
Yeah, 2 shots and then you just slide it in. You slide it, open them up, take the picture, put it back.
That's
Done.
fascinating.
Yeah, 2 shots,
Yeah.
3 hours later,
Wow.
pack it up, go. Yeah, yeah.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for coming
Thank
in
you.
today and talking to us about all of your awesome work and how you produce it. It's really fascinating to hear.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Noel's work is featured in our current exhibit, as I mentioned, and today is the final day, August 21st, if you'd like to come down in person to see his work. Otherwise, you can find him online and on social media. Thank you so much again.
Thank you.